Hey everyone, and welcome back to another eShop Deals video, where we take a look at some of the best Switch and Switch 2 games currently on sale on the Nintendo Switch eShop. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at over 30 games that you can pick up right now that are all at great low prices. Now, just as usual, let me know in the comments down below what is your favorite pick for this week, and you'll be automatically entered in the weekly $10 eShop gift card giveaway. Now, as we jump in, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. It really does help out a smaller channel like mine a lot. Now we're going to get started once again with a category that's not technically a genre, with the Nintendo Switch 2 games. And first we have EA Sports Madden NFL 26 that is now 30% off, $48.99. Now this finally brings the Madden series back to a Nintendo platform. You'll get to build your dream team in franchise or ultimate team modes, dominate online, or go deep with field sense mechanics and more responsive controls. All this optimized for next-gen performance on the go. Now, from what I can see, the game does suffer from lower frame rates than other consoles. However, it's nonetheless great to get it in a portable format, and as I said, back in the hands of Nintendo Switch players. Next, we have LEGO Voyagers that just released and has a 10% discount, dropping it to $22.49. Now, this is a bold new LEGO adventure set across whimsical galaxies. You'll pilot customizable starships, solve puzzles, and explore quirky alien worlds in solo or in co-op. Now, this game blends space exploration, platforming, and signature LEGO humor, all the while offering open-ended creativity and narrative-driven missions in a brand new sci-fi LEGO universe. And lastly, for our Nintendo Switch 2 section, we have Wild Hearts S that is 10% off, $44.99. Now, this is a streamlined version of the monster hunting action RPG tailored for Switch 2. You'll get to hunt massive kimono beasts in a feudal Japan-inspired world using high-tech karakuri tools. Wild Hearts S keeps the core combat loop intact while optimizing visuals and performance for handheld and dock play, bringing intense hunts anywhere. Now next, we're going to jump into our Metroidvanias with Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition being 75% off, $4.99. Now this is just a stunning Metroidvania platformer with fluid movement, tight controls, and emotional storytelling. You'll have to guide Ori through a hand-painted forest full of peril, secrets, and heart-wrenching moments. Precision platforming, light puzzle solving, and a hauntingly beautiful score make it a truly unforgettable adventure. We're not done with the Ori series because next we have Ori and the Will of the Wisps that is 75% off, $7.49. Now this is a grander, more refined sequel that expands on everything that made the original special. With new abilities, combat mechanics, and a deeper world, Ori's journey becomes more dynamic and emotionally powerful. Once again, gorgeous visuals, silky movement, and orchestral music elevated to masterpiece status. Now, if you love challenge, the next one's going to be for you with Laika Aged Through Blood that is 60% off, $7.99. Now, this is a post-apocalyptic Motorvania where you ride, fight, and flip your motorcycle through a hand-drawn wasteland. You play as Laika, a coyote warrior mother on a journey of vengeance. Gunfight stunts and acrobatic traversal mix with heartfelt storytelling in a truly unique twist on the genre. Now last for our Metroidvanias, we have Bow Path of the Teal Lotus that is 30% off, $13.99. Now this is a hand-drawn action Metroidvania steeped in Japanese mythology. You'll bounce, dash, and glide through a dreamlike world as Bow, a celestial blossom spirit. With flowing movement, challenging platforming, and a rich painterly art style, it blends elegance and action into a beautifully crafted Metroidvania experience. Now next, we have our 2D action games, and our first one is going to be Trine Ultimate Collection that is 80% off, $9.99. Now this is a gorgeous 2.5D puzzle platformer collection featuring all 4 Trine games. For most of them, you'll have to switch between 3 heroes, knight, thief, and wizard, each with unique abilities to solve physics-based puzzles, battle enemies, and traverse magical environments. You can once again play in solo or in co-op, with lush visuals and fairy tale storytelling throughout the series. Next is a game that I have a major soft spot for with Dog Uri that is 50% off, $249. Now this is a retro-styled action platformer starring a samurai dog in a dystopian future. You'll need to slash your way through enemy-filled stages with tight swordplay, old-school difficulty, and Game Boy-inspired visuals. The game is fast-paced and nostalgic, blending ninja action with canine charm in a compact 8-bit throwback. Mega Man fans, this is definitely a must-have game. Now, let's jump into our roguelike games, with first of all, Dead Cells that is back to 50% off, $12.49. Now this is a fast-paced roguelite with a slight Metroidvania feel, with procedurally generated levels, tight combat, and brutal difficulty. You'll need to slash, dodge, and blast your way through ever-changing biomes, collecting weapons and mutations to build unique runs. With fluid movement and satisfying progressions, Dead Cell is endlessly replayable and punishingly fun. Not to mention a ton of DLC if you really get into the game. Now that brings us next to Sifu that is 70% off, $11.99. Now this is a stylish martial arts brawler where each death ages your character and sharpens your skills. You'll need to fight through intense cinematic hand-to-hand combat scenarios using parries, combos, and environmental takedowns. Precision, patience, and mastery are key in this deeply satisfying, high-stakes revenge journey. Another must-have game in the genre. And lastly, for our roguelike section, we have Turnip Boy Robs a Bank, 50% off, $7.49. Now this is a chaotic top-down action comedy where Turnip Boy trades tax evasion for full-blown heists. You'll team up with the Pickled Gang to break into the Botanical Bank and blast your way through guards in roguelite shootouts. It's fast, absurd, and packed with vegetable puns and explosive mayhem. Not to mention that they've now patched the frame rate, and the game runs well both on the Switch 1 and Switch 2. Now we're moving into action-adventure games, and we're starting off where we pretty much left off, with Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion that is 80% off, $2.99. Now this is a hilarious top-down adventure where you play as the mischievous Turnip Boy tearing through bureaucratic corruption. You'll solve puzzles, battle veggie-based enemies, and uncover absurd secrets, all while dodging taxes and annoying the Onion government. It's short, silly, and bursting with chaotic charm, and an absolutely great pickup for top-down Zelda fans. Now we also have Eastward that is 50% off, $12.49. And this is a beautifully crafted action-adventure game with a post-apocalyptic twist. You'll journey with John and Sam through decaying cities and mysterious dungeons, solving puzzles and battling strange creatures. Gorgeous pixel art, heartfelt storytelling, and dual character mechanics make for an emotional and unforgettable experience. For fans of the genre, this is definitely a must-play game. And lastly, for the genre, we have Hashtag Blood that is 30% off, $17.49. Now this is a fast-paced, hand-drawn action game where you play as Becky, a high school vampire slayer juggling homework and hordes of the undead. The game mixes cartoon chaos with hack-and-slash combat, dodgeball-style attacks, and social media-fueled humor in a quirky, monster-filled suburban adventure. A definite quirky pickup for fans of the genre.
A big punch to get you out of a jam, or even open passageways. The enemies you'll face are a menagerie of mutating.
Our next section is going to be our biggest one for today's video with the 3D action games. And to start things off, we have The Pathless that is 75% off, $9.99. Now this is a fluid open world action adventure where movement is key. You play as the hunter, gliding and sprinting across a cursed island with your eagle companion. You'll need to solve ancient puzzles, shoot targets mid-motion, and battle massive corrupted spirits. All this without a mini-map, letting exploration flow naturally through rhythm and speed. We also have Stray hitting a brand new low at 25% off, $22.49. Now this is a third-person adventure where you play as a lost cat in a neon-lit cyber city. You'll need to solve environmental puzzles, avoid robotic dangers, and interact with quirky droids as you unravel a mystery and find your way home. It's atmospheric, emotional, and perfectly unique. Now moving into a couple of more classic-style titles, we have A Hat in Time that is 50% off, $14.99. And this is a charming 3D platformer in the spirit of classics like Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie. You'll be playing as Hat Kid, a time-traveling explorer, collecting lost timepieces across whimsical worlds. Tight controls, quirky humor, and inventive level design make it a standout indie platformer. Next is another personal favorite of mine, with Pumpkin Jack 80% off, $5.99. Now this is a spooky 3D action platformer where you play as the devil's mischievous champion, Pumpkin Jack. You'll have to slash through haunted landscapes, solve light physics puzzles, and ride ghostly steeds in this Halloween-themed adventure full of gothic charm and cartoonish fun. If you're a fan of retro-style 3D platformers, this one is a definite pickup. Now last for our 3D action games, we have Samurai Warriors 5, that is 50% off, $29.99. Now this one is a stylish hack-and-slash Mosu game set during Japan's Sengoku period. You'll control legendary figures like Nobunaga and Mitsuhide in large-scale battles, cutting through hundreds of enemies with flashy combos. With a refreshed visual style and character-focused narrative, it's a more personal take on the Warriors formula. And now at 50% off, I would definitely say is worth a playthrough.
For this installment, unleash high-octane moves in electrifying 1 versus 1,000 battles.
Now our next section is going to be FPS games, and our first one is going to be Neon White, that is 50% off, $12.49. Now this is a lightning-fast first-person action platformer where you purge demons in heaven using soul cards that double as weapons and movement abilities. Speedrunning is the core. Optimize your routes, shave off seconds, and climb the leaderboards. This game is stylish, addictive, and backed with a slick anime-inspired narrative. A definite hidden gem in the genre. Now our second and also last game in the genre is going to be Proteus, that is 40% off, $14.99. Now this is a retro-inspired FPS that blends classic Doom-style carnage with modern visuals and fluid gunplay. You'll blast through gore-soaked levels with chunky weapons, crunchy sound design, and non-stop action. Procedurally mixed enemy waves and great design make it a brutal love letter to old-school shooters. Now our next section is going to be our strategy and puzzle games. And our first one is going to be Cocoon, that is now 40% off, $14.99. Now this game is a mind-bending puzzle adventure from the lead designer of Limbo and Inside. You hop between worlds contained inside orbs, each with its own mechanics, solving layered puzzles and unraveling a mysterious biomechanical universe. This is yet again a perfect example of minimalist storytelling and ingenious level design that make it a masterclass in abstract exploration. Moving on, we have Jurassic World Evolution Complete Edition that is 80% off, $11.99. Now this is a park management sim where you build and control your own dinosaur-filled theme park. You have to balance science, security, and spectacle as you breed prehistoric beasts, contain outbreaks, and entertain guests. This version also includes all DLC, adding more dinos, storylines, and tools for your ultimate dino empire. And last for our strategy section, we have Warhammer 40k Mechanicus, that is 75% off, $9.99. Now this is a tactical turn-based strategy game where you command the Adeptus Mechanicus in a battle against ancient Necron forces. You'll customize your tech priests, upgrade with cybernetic implants, and manage resources across branching missions. This game really focuses on smart decision-making and grimdark sci-fi atmosphere over brute force. In my opinion, this is definitely an underrated title on the Nintendo Switch. Now next, we have a couple of racing games to take a look at, and our first one will be The Next Penelope, that is 80% off, $2.59. Now this is a fast-paced futuristic racer blended with shoot-'em-up mechanics and Greek mythology. You'll race, boost, and blast your way through vibrant tracks as Penelope on a quest to find Ulysses. With non-linear progression, unique vehicle abilities, and twitchy top-down action, this game is a wild fusion of genres and style. And secondly, for a more traditional racer, we have Mini Motor Racing X, that is 85% off, $2.99. Now this is a top-down arcade racer packed with tight drifting, nitro boosts, and tons of tiny cars. You can play in solo or in multiplayer across dozens of tracks with dynamic weather and day-night cycles. The game features both traditional racing and Type X combat mode for more explosive, party-style fun. Now our before last section for today is going to be RPGs, and I've got a couple of games for you, with the first one being Evoland Legendary Edition. That is back to 75% off, $4.99. Now this is actually a bundle of Evoland 1 and 2, which are action RPGs that evolve as you play. You generally start in retro 8-bit visuals and progress to full 3D graphics, while gameplay shifts through genres from turn-based battles to hack and slash, card games, and more. The game really plays out as a nostalgic journey through gaming history, wrapped in humor and clever design. By the way, the gem here is definitely the second game. And our second game in this category is going to be Cat Quest 3, that is 40% off, $11.99. Now this is a swashbuckling open-world action RPG set in a feline-filled pirate fantasy world. You'll sail the seas, slash enemies in real-time combat, and uncover treasure across the vast Caribbean. Filled with cat puns, co-op support, and charming 2.5D visuals, it's a cozy yet epic adventure for all ages. I also really love that this series keeps getting better and better with each successive entry. Now finally, we have our miscellaneous section, which are games that just are alone in their genre or really didn't fit in anywhere else. And our first one is going to be Fatal Frame Maiden of Blackwater, that is 30% off, $27.99. Now this is a chilling survival horror where you fight ghosts using the camera obscura. You'll explore haunted locations tied to Mount Hikami's dark past, solving supernatural mysteries through slow-paced exploration, puzzle solving, and tension-filled ghost encounters. This is an atmospheric and eerie game with multiple playable characters, and if you're into survival horror, I definitely recommend it. Next, we have Very Very Valet, that is back to 80% off, $2.99. Now this is a chaotic co-op party game where you and up to 3 friends play elite but ridiculous valets. You'll need to grab cars, park them, and return them under absurdly over-the-top conditions. The fast-paced, physics-driven mayhem make it great for couch co-op and laughs. And at this price, I say it's a must-have party game. Next, we have Fitness Boxing Fist of the North Star, that is 90% off, $4.99. Now this is a fitness rhythm game infused with Fist of the North Star flair. You'll punch along to the beat with iconic characters like Kenshiro guiding your workouts. This really manages to combine calorie-burning boxing routines with anime-style action and voiceovers, because getting fit can actually be fun. And especially at this low price, it's a really fun game to at least try out. Now lastly for today, we have Forager, that is 65% off, $6.99. Now this is a 2D open-world crafting and exploration game where you gather, build, farm, and fight your way to greatness. Inspired and almost feeling like a blend of Zelda and Stardew Valley, it starts simple and quickly escalates into automation, dungeons, and puzzles in a surprisingly deep pixel adventure. If you're a fan of 2D open world games and you haven't tried this one yet, at this low price, it's an easy pickup. Now on the way out, I want to thank you all so much for watching today's video. Also, a huge shout out to my channel supporters. Their monthly support is so appreciated. And on the way out, hit that like button, subscribe if you aren't already, and click on the notification bell so you know when all my future content comes out. And as usual, I hope I'll see you in my next video.